Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The lights in the studio glared like 1,000 suns, bouncing off the polished stage of The Chase. Contestants sat on edge, their hands folded tight. Cameras panned, the crowd hushed. Then he walked in. Alan Merton, a 34-year-old graphic designer from Leeds, looking as nervous as a man walking into a lion's den wearing a meat suit. Bradley Walsh, ever the charismatic host, gave his trademark wink and stepped forward. Alan, welcome to The Chase. You ready to take on one of the biggest brains in Britain? Alan smiled sheepishly. Ready as I'll ever be, Brad. It started well. Alan was quick. His cash builder round racked up a respectable £6,000. He answered with a quiet confidence, surprising even himself. But then came the moment of reckoning. Facing the chaser. And tonight, it was the no-nonsense Anne Hegarty, the governess. She emerged in her dark suit, gaze sharp as steel. "Oh dear," she said, glancing over her glasses. "A nervous little dear. This won't take long." Bradley chuckled. "Don't let her rattle you, Alan." Anne laid down the offers, £6,000 to stay where he was, £1,000 to move a step closer to home, and a tempting £60,000 to move closer to her. The audience gasped. The other contestants whispered. Bradley looked at Alan with that gleam in his eye. "So, Alan, what's it gonna be?" Alan bit his lip. The silence stretched long. He glanced at the other contestants, wide-eyed and hopeful. He could sense they were begging him to go high. But the money didn't matter. Not really. He hadn't come for glory. He'd come to make it through. "I'll take the low offer," he said, almost in a whisper. Gasps turned into groans. One contestant muttered, "Coward," under her breath loud enough for the mic to catch. Anne raised an eyebrow. Even Bradley, usually the master of poker faces, was caught off guard. "Wow," he said. Just one word. Sharp, stunned, drawn out like a dagger slicing through ego. Wow. Twitter lit up within seconds. #coward trended before the next question was asked. Alan, who'd once dreamed of a quiet few minutes on TV and maybe a small win, was suddenly the face of national outrage. But here's the thing. Alan didn't flinch. He breezed through the round, answering every question with clarity and speed. He made it back, safe and sound, adding that modest £1,000 to the prize pot. After the show, backstage, one of the producers approached him. "Rough ride out there, mate. You all right?" Alan smiled, calmly sipping his tea. "Look, I knew what I was doing. I wasn't going to risk it all. I've got a son starting school. I promised him I'd buy him a bike. That £1,000? That's more than enough to keep a promise." Bradley, passing by, stopped and offered Alan a handshake. "You took some stick out there. But you know what? That took guts in its own way. Not many would take the heat and stand tall." Alan grinned. "Sometimes being called a coward is just the price you pay for keeping your priorities straight." The episode aired that Friday. Sure, social media roasted him, memes popped up, and clips of Bradley's one-word reaction went viral. But something else happened, too. A few quiet voices rose above the noise. One tweet read, "That guy Alan, he played it smart. Sometimes bravery isn't going big, it's going home to your family with something real." And that tweet got shared. A lot. A week later, a video appeared on Alan's page. It showed his son, eyes wide with joy, riding a shiny new red bike down the street, laughter echoing behind him. Alan's caption? Worth it. And maybe, just maybe, Bradley's one word, wow, had changed meaning. Not shock or disappointment, but admiration for a man who knew what really mattered.